Good morning, lovely spirits. It's the wise servant here, Mr. Solace. And today I want to do this short, sweet video for all my lovely spirits that take heed to wisdom. Now, I want y'all to grasp. In today's times, you have the Pan-African movement. You have RBG. I believe you have the Black Panther Party still. So you have many different groups fighting for black liberation. Now, all these groups, they're off branches of the Black Panther Party of the past. So you have many different black political parties fighting for the rights of blacks. Now, all these groups are basically just the descendants of the Black Panther Party of the past. Now, all the groups that we have in today's times, I don't believe that they truly know the goal that the Black Panther Party in the past had. They know the movement. They know the fight. But I don't think that they know the goal. Now, the Black Panther Party in the past, their goal was to merge the revolutionaries with the gangsters, or the guys that indulge into the street life. They wanted to merge the two because they understood that the gangsters in the streets had all the money, weapons, resources. A lot of the drug dealers had access to higher powers because drugs is not a black people thing. So you have to grasp. This comes from the powers above. So gangsters had a lot of access and power. And the Black Panther Party understood if we can get the gangsters to understand the movement, they can be a great asset. We can all come together. Now, gangsters, they use their power for their self, to raise themselves up, to better themselves. The Black Panther Party basically wanted them to understand you can better yourself and others because you have a lot of access and power. You just need a purpose. So this was the Black Panthers Party goal, to merge the gangsters. You have the gangsters. You always had the outlaws in the black community. And their fight is always just purposeless. It's to better their lives. But they don't see the whole. The revolutionaries, they don't have access, power, and money, but they see the goal. We have to raise ourselves up to be equals. So it was a deep thing. Now, Tupac, that was his purpose. Y'all have to grasp, Tupac was never a gangster. He was always a revolutionary. He was always a Black Panther. That never was. We think like it ends. We think when Tupac came out, the Black Panther Party was over with, and he don't really have nothing to do with that. He's just from that. He's a child of that. But the Black Panther Party, those from the past, they still view themselves the same way now, and they still have the same fight, whether they're in jail, on the run, or whatever. So Tupac was an original Black Panther from his birth till his death. And he had his job or duty in the Black Panther Party. And it was to get the gangsters. They grasped. They said, we got to use Pac to reach the gangsters and merge them in. So if you notice with Tupac, he was always with the gangsters. He was always mingling and jingling with the thugs. But when he was with them, he was always pumping that revolutionary talk still, trying to get to their minds. So Pac have gangster rhymes, but when you listen to them, you like, yeah, he still got that revolutionary spirit, like he's telling us something. And this was his purpose that those before him in the party gave him. They groomed him for this. Yo, reach the gangsters. We need them a part of the movement. And that was Tupac's purpose in place. Now, it's a deep thing you have to grasp when you're dealing with black people. Being as though black people are a new race, they like babies. They don't understand anything. Now, when I say new race, I mean new race. A new race is a race of people that come from the mixing and mingling of many different races that predated them. This is what a new race is. Now, you have this through all out the history of life. New races. And they named themselves all throughout history. They gave themselves a name. Now, black people are such a new race that we haven't even named ourselves yet. We're still calling ourselves the color. So it's a deep thing. A lot of perspective in understanding knowledge is lost. Like that. Now, black people, they're a new race of people. We come from the mixing and mingling of all those races that came here from slavery, the slavery times. So you figure black people, we're not even 300 years old. You go back to 1700s, you still had like different races of people still coming here. It was still in the process. All the mixing and mingling didn't happen. You might have had black people today, meaning, you know, the African blood, white blood, Native American blood in them, so many different races within them. You figure 1700, you probably have very few of that. So the black race is a new race. You can tell. We don't get along with one another. We're like children. We don't understand anything. We can't come together. You see all other races, they kind of got a sense of understanding of something, some type of togetherness. Black people, that race is so new, they don't even know where they fit in. They're trying to fit back in with the races they came from, as opposed to just naming themselves and starting the same way all the other races did. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Now, my point is this. When you're dealing with black people, whoever comes to help them, they kill. It's a deep thing. Malcolm, Martin, Pac, etc., etc. You can go back to Jesus. Say, oh, Jesus ain't real. Okay. Well, we see his story happening through Malcolm, Pac. People come to help, and then we kill them. They own people. The Jews killed Jesus. They turned him over to the higher power and said, kill him. The higher power said, what y'all want me to do with him? Kill him. His own people said that. Kill him. Same with Malcolm. His own people killed him. So it's a deep thing y'all got to grasp. The black race is such a baby race. It's such a new race. This is why you have so many problems that we have. Because we view ourselves, I don't even know how people view themselves as black men and black women, but we don't view ourselves as a new race. We don't look around at the other races and truly understand, like, okay, they predate us. We're new. We're the mixing and mingling of all the people of the Virgin Islands, the Caribbean islands, Mexico. We're the mixing and mingling of all these different people with white people, Africans. So a lot of the races you see, like Colombians and Mexicans and the Spanish, the white races, even Africans, all these different races, they predate us by a lot of years. Black people only came into existence sometime around 1800s. When I say black people, I mean those that are the mixing and mingling. Meaning you. You pull for African, you pull for Native American, some black people even pull for white. Say, well, I got white in my blood. But this is what I mean. We're the mixing and mingling of all these different people. We try to fit ourselves back in, but truly we're not them. We're the descendants of them. We come from them. All of them. So we're our own race. But we have yet to name ourselves. We have yet to do anything that a race does. This is why we're separated and all sloppy all over the place. Lack of understanding. We're like the adolescent race. Everybody else is like 50. And we're like 8 years old amongst all the other races. And it's a very deep thing I want y'all to grasp. Truly ponder on that. This is why we got to raise up. When I say we got to name ourselves and the Hebrew Israelite nationality is fake and the Pan-African movement is all wrong, when I say these things, it's not to tear down. It's not to tear those things down and then we don't have nothing. It's to tear them down so y'all can see the point. You can't build up if you got a whole bunch of baggage in ruins. We got a whole bunch of half-ass truths as buildings, as our foundations, just blocking the way of what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be coming together, the revolutionaries, the gangsters, as well as the working class. Come together. Name yourselves. The same way every other nation of people got a name for themselves, name yourself. Move as a whole. You can be your own individual and do your thing, but your race as a whole has to be a part of that. You can't look at self and say, oh, I'm going to get through and be wealthy, forgetting that your whole race can be wealthy. Your race has something to do with this. This is why black people get rich and then they move away from their people to people more suitable for their financial class. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. There's no understanding. When I say we got to name ourselves, it's the truth. Every other nation of people you see, they named themselves. Nobody came out the sky and gave them a nationality. It's like y'all think somebody came out the sky and gave them a nationality. It's like y'all think that the nationality just popped in their head. No. Someone stepped forth and named the people. This is why I broke down the Hebrew Israelite full history. This is why I did that video. So you can grasp how nationalities come into being. They name themselves. It's not a real thing, but we really live this way, and this is how it comes to be. So I did that so you can get the perspective of what we need to do. The same thing all races and nationalities have done. But we don't grasp anything. We like children. We want to argue amongst one another. Even when what is being said is pure and good. Nothing I'm saying that's bad or bad for you. It's just a lack of understanding. Some people would say, man, solace is against the black people. I don't understand when people say that, but I've heard people say that. Solace is bringing the black people down. He's a coon. Now, y'all know I already broke down what coon is, so you know who really is the coon. The person using the word coon and don't know, it's a part of their heritage to be a coon. But I got many videos breaking down what coon means, so I'm not going to even go into that. But most of the stuff I say, it don't depreciate black people's value. It raises it. But y'all just don't grasp. It's the deepest, simplest thing. But I just want y'all to understand that, man. We're a baby race. Tupac, the Black Panther Party. If you were part of one of these groups in today's times, or one of the off branches of them, please understand the goal they had was to merge the people, become one race, have a name, things like this. That was the goal, the merging of the people. Not fighting so much. Yeah, they knew they had a fight ahead of them, but their goal and their true fight was just to get the people merged as one. fighting white people for their liberation. That's what they did in the meantime. While we're trying to we're trying to fix our people and merge them together, let's be working on, our oppressions at the same time. Because, it's going to take a while to merge black people. The baby race. We ain't going to grasp. But we get lost and we think the fight was just fighting against white people in the system and this was their purpose. And their purpose really wasn't that. That don't even matter. What matters more than anything is if you separate. If a family or a household is separate from one another, whatever's happening to them is a result of that. If people are oppressing that household, they could fight the oppression, but fighting the oppression don't matter until y'all come together. Y'all coming together will stop the oppression because the oppression is happening because of that. Black people are being oppressed because they're separate. And if they can grasp just coming together and taking a stance for something real, is all they truly have to do. We think fighting the oppression separate from one another is how you get change. Mind you, separation is the cause of the oppression. This is how the oppression is happening. You see people scattered about. They ain't no use to themselves. Let me use them. This is how some people think. And this is how you get what you have. It's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp, man. We get too lost in the petty fights and the petty arguments. Who's smarter? Whose purpose is more important? Dr. Umar Johnson getting to school. Silas getting land. What's more important? We get lost in all these stupid things, and then we start to tear one another down with nothing to replace it with. That's why I said I'm not tearing none of these things down. It's a building thing. These things is in the way, but y'all don't grasp. Because y'all don't have understanding of the simple things, like we're a baby race. So baby, we haven't even named ourselves yet. We're new. Don't even realize we're new. Still trying to fit in with the things of the past. It's a deep thing y'all got to grasp. We got to get on a level. And the only thing coming in between that is the fact that we're a baby race. And the baby race got a lot of ego. It's deep. People usually have ego because they know things. The more you begin to know, the more filled up you get. And this is how the ego is born. Black people have so much ego, and I wonder, where does it come from? They don't even know anything. They don't even know they're a baby race, and this is why they don't know anything. They say to themselves, we know everything. We the Africans we the original. You see how the mindset, how lost the baby race is? They say they're the originals. How? You're a product of the slavery that happened between 1492 and now, when you talking about I'm the original. White people are older than you. This is how they do you the way they do. Because they're older as a race. It's a sad thing. We got to get our minds on the level. Stop pumping our chests up so much. Get focused and see what's going on. Grasp, observe, learn like babies do. You're the baby race. Learn as babies do. We was born into existence grown. Thinking we are. We the original race, this, that. We just all over the place. We got to get some type of perspective. It's a deep thing. Y'all need true leadership. Not saying I want to lead y'all, because I don't. I got better things to do. But y'all need leadership. People need to learn how to lead themselves. And then everybody come together, and we lost. That's all I can tell y'all, man. And it's a lot of acknowledgement. I'm sorry. We're going to have to start acknowledging that fact as a whole, that we lost. 99 or 95% of us are completely lost into the foolish things that we think are so wise. It's a deep thing. I'm going to close this video out, but I'm going to give y'all a good example. There's a young lady. She's a teacher on YouTube as well. She emailed me and she said, you know, I liked your message, how you teach. She was basically letting me know she liked me. You cool, I like you. I hope we could one day get up and build. The young lady that teaches, I forgot her name, I'm sorry. But she was basically saying this. Now, I put up a video and people comment on the videos. So a brother commented on the video. He said, man, you ain't going to get no knowledge nowhere else like this but here. So another brother commented under him and said, man, you can get knowledge from other people, and started putting people's names up. So I commented under his and said, no, you can't. Because the brother's giving me praise. You coming along hating. Like, he didn't say nothing about who else. He said what he said. You coming to my channel to learning from me so you can put other people's names in the comment and say, oh, you can learn this from them. Mind you, most of the stuff I discuss ain't nobody ever said. Like, the stuff I just said in this video, you ain't never heard nobody say none of this. Like, be real. So this is my point. So I just put, no, it ain't. Ain't no other teachers that's teaching what I teach. The young lady comments below, oh my God, Solace, you got an ego. I can't believe you said that, boom, 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 boom. And this is my point. You see how quick people are to betray out of their envy. See, she's a teacher, so when I said, no, it ain't no other teachers, that's what touched her spirit. Grasp. Now, mind you, I was just defending myself. I only said 3 words. No, it ain't. But that's all it took to make the young lady turn against me and say, oh, no, Solace, I thought you was more wise than you truly are, and blase, blase, blase. She ignored all the things that transpired before. The brother said, man, this brother right here gets that knowledge you can't get nowhere else. Another brother commented under him, yes, you can, and started putting people names, other teachers. Mind you, the brother's on my channel watching my video, learning from me, but you putting other people's names, so that's disrespectful. So I just put under his comment, no, it ain't. She ignored all of that and went straight to attacking. Oh, Silas, you got ego, blase, blase, blase. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, that's all it took. She was just praising me the day prior. And all it took was 3 words. And I'm the worst person on the earth, and I'm lost, and all of this. And I'm in my mind like, you see how lost spirits is in hell? You see how lost the young lady is? Ain't nothing she could say against what I'm saying, because I'm saying the exact truth. I'm not changing it. All I said, all I text or wrote under the brother's comment was, no, it ain't. And that's all it took. She said, I got ego and all this crazy. She wrote a whole paragraph. And I'm reading it like, oh, this young lady, I'm glad I didn't meet her or nothing. She's insane. She ain't no different than the rest of the people teaching with no morality, no balance. You was just giving me praise. She ain't say nothing to the brother like, yo, this is his channel. If people want to come give him praise on his channel, what's wrong with that? All the teachers get their praise. But they followers, which are my followers too, which is weird, some of them hate. And they come to my channel, learn from me, and then give the praise to whoever else they feel like it. Until they get mad at them, then they do them the same. It's a deep thing. No loyalty, no morality. The young lady has no morality, no loyalty, no nothing. Now, people like this, I just block them off. So I just blocked her, simple thing. And I just blocked her from whatever email she send me. They'll go to spam. If she comment on my videos, it won't show for me to see. And I just move forward like that. I don't got time for lost spirits looking for the most minute things as an excuse to betray or separate themselves. She did that out of jealousy, because she teach too. But she not on my level, and she knows she ain't. Nowhere near it. So when the person know they ain't on your level, when you say something like, I'm wise, pisses them off. Michael Jordan. When we say Michael Jordan is the greatest of all times, LeBron James and a lot of brothers on the low, they get mad. They don't say nothing, but they like, nah. Same with the teacher. Now, when I say I'm the wisest, it kind of fit. So that's why people get mad. If I was just a dumb nigga, just saying any old thing, wouldn't bother nobody. Nobody would care. But it's a deep thing. You see how the envy and the jealousy works? It gets to a point where a wise man such as myself can't even defend myself. Because it ain't fair. You got an ego. I got an ego even though the brother on my channel disrespected me. He learning from me, posting up other teachers' names. But I'm disrespectful when I got the ego. Because I said, no, it ain't. In regards to him saying, there's other teachers that teach what solids teach. And I said, no, it ain't. And that's all it took. It's a deep thing. I want y'all to really think on that. The young lady probably watching the video, she knows who she is. I want her to think on that. How lost she is. How her morality is. That's all it took. 3 words. It's a deep thing. This is my point. Black people, y'all got handicapped spirits. It's a deep thing. You need to fix y'all spirits. That's why I say, man, y'all need to feed y'all spirits. A lot of y'all spirits is undernourished, neglected, starving. And all they've been eating is hate and anger, jealousy. Ain't no spirit left. Spirit can't sustain off those things. Only the body can. The body can sustain off hate. Because that's what gives you the fuel to do the things you do and not care about nobody else. And what they go through in you acquiring what you want. So you don't care about the vegetation you kill and eat. Because that hate, that anger, it manifests and block you off. It block your whole senses off the way you don't even care about nothing. So it's a deep thing you gotta grasp. No balance. It's your main man Solace. This video went longer than I thought. But feed y'all spirits, man. Some love. You wake up before you eat your breakfast. Adjust your spirit. Make sure your spirit is feeding on joy and love instead of hate and anger and frustration. And you rushing because you got to go to work and all this crazy stuff. And you late bringing your kid to school. And, you know, all the slavery of the system just got you angry. And it was a deep thing. And you just take it out on yourself and those around you. And people got to just raise up in their conscience. It's a deep thing. It's your main man Solace. I'm going to go ahead and wash my face, brush my teeth, so get this crust off the side of my mouth since I just woke up. But I was better than a lot of y'all look, man, after y'all get dressed and y'all face already been washed and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself together. Y'all be groovy.